Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round 3, the final round of the League Challenge that happened at Die Hard Games on September 28th, 2023. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central at Die Hard Games, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format anyone wants, really. More info in the description. League Challenge, Thursday, October 12th at 6 p.m. Central at Die Hard Games. And check out Pokemon's event locator for more premier events at Die Hard Games such as League Challenges, League Cups, and pre-releases. Please hit that like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that and other good stuff. But anyways, let's get into this final game. On the left, Lost Zone Charizard. On the right, Regidrago with Leafeon V in the active spot, facing down that flower selecting Comfey. Looks like I can't remember the name of that stadium. The stadium lets you search your deck for a lightning or dragon Pokemon and put it into play. So Regidrago is found, put onto the bench. Regidrago V, fire energy attached to it, getting it ready to go. And an Ultra Ball being played, debating on being played, discarding a Rock Sands backup and Most Beautiful Grass Energy there to search the deck for a Pokemon, any Pokemon, basic, stage 5, whatever you want. Radiant Greninja will be found there, powerful support Pokemon with its Concealed Cards ability. Lets you discard an energy card, any energy. It could be basic or special. And you draw 2 cards. So Grass Energy being discarded with Concealed Cards to draw a couple more cards. And that active Leafeon V will use its Greening Cells ability to search the deck for a Grass Energy and attach it to a Pokemon, attaching to that Regidrago V. It's almost ready to go. Play will start over on Lost Charizard side, Lost Radiant Charizard side. With that Battle VIP pass, you can only play that card on your first turn. And when you do, you search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon and put them on your bench. So we're going to get 3 Comfey in play this turn 1 with this Lost Zone deck going turbo. It looks like it, guys. Hold on to your seats, because it's going to get bumpy. Alright, flower selecting being used by the active Comfey lets you look at the top 2 cards of the deck, keep one and put the other in the Lost Zone. Nest Ball going to the Lost Zone. Hisuian Heavy Ball being played. When you play it, you look at your prizes, and you could switch that Hisuian Heavy Ball with a basic Pokemon you find there. The Cramorant going into the hand, and probably onto the bench. Yep, there we go. Beach Court being played, given that Comfey free retreat. It retreats into the second Comfey and second flower selecting coming down, sending that Lost Vacuum to the Lost Zone and keeping the other card. Lost Zone count at 2. Now it's going to go up to 4 with that Course Experiment. Course Experiment lets you look at the top 5 cards of the deck. You keep 3 of them and send 2 to the Lost Zone. Tricky decisions here in these Lost Zone decks. Well, they can be. Ooh, Forest Seal Stone and Raihan going to the Lost Zone. Switch cart, switching into that third Comfey, third flower selecting, sends a Drapion V into the Lost Zone easily, keeping the other card. Manaphy hits the bench, protecting its bench homies from attack damage. Lost Vacuum being played to send a card to the Lost Zone in order to send a Stadium or Tool card to the Lost Zone. That Beach cart being sent to the Lost Zone. And how many do we have? 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards already in the Lost Zone turn 1. This is crazy. Escape Rope being played. Escape Rope, your opponent chooses a new active Pokemon first, promoting one from the bench, and then you do the same. Cramorant instantly coming up over on the Lost Zone side. And our Regidrago debating on who to send up, and probably should have been Radiant Greninja. Either way, the Regidrago is going to come up and take 110 damage with Spit Innocently. Cramorant can spit innocently thanks to its Lost Provisions ability, which lets it attack for free as long as there are 4 more cards in the Lost Zone. Play will resume on Regidrago's side, getting a grass energy attached to it. It's fully powered up now. Ultra Ball being played to discard a, I think that's a Beach Court and a Dragonite. To search the deck for, most likely, a Regidrago V-Star. We'll talk more about Regidrago V-Star and its game plan. Regidrago V-Star has that Apex Dragon attack for 2 grass and a 2 grass and a fire energy. Apex Dragon. Choose an attack from a dragon Pokemon in your discard pile and use it as this attack. So the strategy here is you want to get a bunch of dragon Pokemon into the discard pile so that way Regidrago can copy the best attack for the best situation. Alright, so we're resolving Ultra Ball here. It looks like Ultra Ball found Professor's research, but I think we're just skipping a step here. Ultra Ball probably wants to find Lumineon, which can then find a supporter card with its Luminous Sign, Luminous Star. Uh, Luminous Sign ability. Either way, Lumineon, whenever you put it into play, uses its ability to search the deck for a supporter card, but all of that's irrelevant. Never mind, we're tripping. We're not grabbing the full art Professor Sada with that Ultra Ball or Lumineon or whatever. We're actually going to just go ahead and go for that main attacker, Regidrago V-Star, with its Apex Dragon copying Dragon Pokemon attacks in the discard pile. Evolve into Regidrago V-Star. Regidrago V-Star will then first use its V-Star power ability Legacy Star. During your turn, you may discard the top 7 cards of your deck. Then put up to 2 of the cards from your discard pile into your hand. So that has some synergy of getting dragon Pokemon in the discard pile, but could be costly too, getting other stuff in there that you don't want in there right now. And now let's see what 2 cards are going to be chosen to be put back into the hand. Probably something that you could put into play, and then a supporter card to draw more cards. Looks like the Iono is being eyeballed there as one of the cards to be put back into the hand with Legacy Star, V-Star, Regidrago, and a Stormy Mountain. That's what it's called, right? Alright, Stormy Mountain's being put into play. Stormy Mountain's searching for a Regidrago V and putting it onto the bench. And then I imagine an Iono is incoming. Iono is a supporter card for turn, of course. Both players shuffle their hands, put it at the bottom of the deck, and then draw cards equal to their remaining prize cards. Both players getting 6 cards off of Iono here. Going to want to start powering up that Regidrago V-Star, but interesting experience share being put onto the Radiant Greninja and the Leafeon V. Wonder why it was not put on the Regidrago V on the bench. Either way, concealed cards being used to discard a card and draw 2 cards, thanks Radiant Greninja. And then I believe that Dragonite attack is being copied with Apex Dragon. Let's go ahead and see what that one does. I know it does 180 damage. Yes, so Dragonite is in the discard pile. It has the Energy Hurricane attack. 180 damage, then search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. So I imagine we're going to see those power up the Regidrago that are in play. While they're resolving that, the Lost Zone player started their turn. It looks like a Pokestop was put into play. Pokestop was put into play. Pokestop says you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may put any item cards you find there into your hand, and the rest of the cards into the discard. So, ouch, Course Experiment, supporter card going into the discard. Switch card and Battle VIP Pass going into hand. You don't really want that VIP Pass in hand, but hey, you live by the Pokestop, you get KO'd by the Pokestop. Switch card being used to switch into the second. Okay, there was a flower selecting that happened. My bad, I missed that. Sending a card to the Lost Zone. Switch card switching into the second Comfey, second flower selecting of the turn coming down, easily sending that Battle VIP Pass into the Lost Zone. Let's see if we have a supporter for turn here in most likely that course experiment wanting to be played. Double Fog Crystal being played there from hand. Fog Crystal lets you search your deck for a basic Psychic Pokemon or a basic Psychic Energy. One of each being found in this case here, that infamous Sableye and a Psychic Energy. I think we must be online with Lost Mine here. We'll find out. Sableye being put to the bench, Psychic Energy being attached to the Sableye, Lost Vacuum being used to send that Battle VIP pass to the Lost Zone, and the Pokestop Stadium. Basic League Switch being played to switch Comfey into the Sableye, and we must have 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone to use Lost Mine. Lost Mine, as long as there are the 10 or more in the Lost Zone, lets you put 12 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. And it looks like all 12 going to be put onto that threatening Apex Dragon and Regidrago V-Star. Yep. Alright, it's getting closer to being KO'd here. Play will resume on Regidrago's side. Fire Energy being attached to that bench Regidrago V. Gardenia's Vigor being used to draw a couple cards, and then you can accelerate Grass Energy from your hand up to 2 to your Pokemon. None being accelerated there, but a Super Rod being played to shuffle back from the discard into the deck any combination of Pokemon or basic energy cards. 3 basic grass being shuffled back into the deck thanks to that Super Rod there. Maybe would have liked to have seen that before the Gardenia's Vigor, but hey, you can only play what you got in hand, right? Our Regidrago player taking a look at the discard pile, rearranging and downloading as much info as they can to better inform their next move of Trekking Shoes. Draw a card. You can keep it, or you can discard it, and if you discard it, you draw one more card. Good old Trekking Shoes here. Professor's Research actually being discarded to draw another card. Concealed Cards sending an energy to the Lost Zone and drawing 2 more cards. Experience Share being put on that lesser powered up Regidrago V. Experience Share lets you recycle that energy when the active Pokemon is KO'd. We'll get there if we get there. Discard pile being eyeballed up here to see what resources are in there, what might be available, what attacks we can copy with Apex Dragon. And I think you really just keep going in with that Energy Hurricane. Yep. So Apex Dragon will copy Dragonite's Energy Hurricane from the discard pile, taking the KO on the opposing Sableye and accelerating some energy onto the field. Play resumes over on the Lost Zone side, starting things off with the Flower Selecting, taking a look at the top 2 cards of the deck, sending Hawlucha to the Lost Zone, keeping that important Course Experiment. Course Experiment being played, finding 3 cards to put in the hand and 2 to put into the Lost Zone. Echoing Horn, another card being added to the Lost Zone, the other 3 cards being prioritized over those. Not going to take much to KO this Regidrago V-Star here, the heavily damaged Regidrago. Clara being the supporter for turn, lets you put from your discard pile into your hand 2 Pokemon and 2 energy cards. So it looks like Cramorant and Sableye are found from the discard and put onto the bench, and Psychic Energy is added to the hand. Psychic Energy being attached to the bench Sableye. Switch card being used to switch into that Sableye, and we are going to see another Lost Mine. Alright, let's do some math here in the professor's lab today so I can exercise my brain. It looks like 110 and 120 is on that Regidrago, so we need 5 damage counters to go onto the Regidrago with the Lost Mine to take the KO, meaning there are 7 damage counters left over to put somewhere else. And let's see if we get some fancy math going on. So you have 5 damage counters being put on to the active with Lost Mine. Now we're going to resolve the Experience Share. This Radiant Greninja has Experience Share on it. Whenever the active Pokemon is KO'd, you may move 1 basic energy from the active Pokemon to the Pokemon with Experience Share. So Grass Energy going on to that Radiant Greninja, and then Grass going on to that Leafeon V with an experience share as well. Oh, and a fire going on to that Regidrago V with an experience share. So all that energy being beautifully preserved there, or should I say perfectly preserved there. And the remaining 7 damage counters from the Lost Mine will go on to the Leafeon V on the bench. Now it's up to our Regidrago player to promote a new active Pokemon. Powered up Regidrago V being promoted, instantly being evolved into Regidrago V-Star, and Iono being played. Both players shuffle their hand, put it at the bottom of the deck, and draw cards equal to their remaining prize cards. Looks like both players will get 4 here. So we're keeping things nice and clean and fair here. Looks like a Trekking Shoes was played to discard a Dragon Pokemon. Let's see. Trekking Shoes finds, yeah, most likely a Dragon Pokemon, and since they put it over there in the pile over there, they keep their Dragon Pokemon separated to easily see their attack. So perfect Dragon Pokemon hitting the discard pile and another card being seen. Radiant Greninja uses concealed cards to discard an energy and draw 2 more cards, providing more options to our Regidrago player here for their turn. Taking a look at the discard pile, seeing what all energy cards have been used. Potential Super Rod incoming. Actually, Superior Energy Retrieval, powerful item card. You discard 2 cards and then add up to 4 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your hand. So those 4 energy going right back into the hand. I guess you could start powering up this Leafeon V if you wanted. I don't remember if there was a energy card attached manually per turn. Either way, it looks like Apex Dragon is going to copy that Rolling Iron of the Hisuian Goodra V-Star. Rolling Iron does 200 damage, and then that Pokemon takes 80 less damage from your opponent's attacks next turn. More than enough to take the KO on the Sableye. Comfey is promoted and play resumes on the left-hand side, starting things off with a flower selecting. Looking at the top 2, can only keep 1, send the other to the Lost Zone. Hard choice there. Fire Energy to keep to power up that Radiant Charizard later, or Forest Seal Stone to keep to find any card you want or need from your deck. It looks like the Fire Energy will actually be sent to the Lost Zone, valuing that Forest Seal Stone more. Sableye being put onto the bench. Can't get rid of these guys. Psychic Energy being attached to that Sableye. Switch cart. Switching Comfey with Sableye, bringing it into the active spot. And 12 damage counters will be placed on Regidrago's side of the field. The Hisuian Goodra's Rolling Iron. Is that what it's called? We're going to go ahead and do some more research here in the professor's lab. Hisuian Goodra's V-Stars Rolling Iron says, during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 80 less damage from attacks. So it doesn't stop damage counters that Sableye plays. So it could take damage, but it looks like we're putting all 12 on that Leafeon V. It does. And play resumes over on Regidrago's side. Powpad being played. Item card lets you shuffle from your discard pile back into your deck up to 2 supporter cards. Iono being eyeballed as one of them. And Roxanne's backup. Roseanne's backup. I think it's Roseanne's backup, yeah. That lets you cycle all kinds of things from your discard pile back into the deck. We'll look up Roseanne's if we need to in this game. I stopped memorizing cards a long time ago. There's too many of them. But I do know the relevant ones. Or, the more popular ones. By heart, of course. Just look at the picture and know exactly what it is. But enough about me. Let's get back into the game. Alright, looks like we resolved that Powpad. Assessing the board state here. trying to figure out the best way to take the remaining 3 prize cards here before the opponent can take theirs. Starting things off with Gardenia's Vigor, drawing a couple cards, and then 2 Grass Energy can be accelerated onto that Leafeon V, the heavily damaged one. Basic switch into that heavily damaged Leafeon V. Since it's going to get KO'd anyways, I guess go ahead and attack with it. I'm sure it does more than enough to KO the Sableye there. Yes. Knockout. Easy promotion of the Cramorant there. Cramorant can clean up this heavily damaged Leafeon V. Nest Ball being played to search the deck for a basic Pokemon and put it on the bench. That Pidgeot V being found, really only to be the recipient of a Forest Seal Stone there, being attached to that Pidgeot V, giving it the powerful Star Alchemy V-Star ability power. Yeah, it looks like the V-Star power is being used. The deck's being searched. Yep, there we go. V-Star marker flip. Deck being searched with the Star Alchemy Forest Seal Stone. Lets you search your deck for a card. Pick a card, any card. Put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck. When you're done, please. Alright, we are here in this end game. What card can be found to be best used? We already have the KO on the opposing Leafeon V with the Cramorant spit innocently. Maybe you find the Charizard, Radiant Charizard here, so it's ready to go for next turn. Maybe you find a supporter card to further advance your board and give you more options. Just depends on what's in deck and what's in hand. Either way, guaranteed KO on the opposing 2 prize Pokemon. With the 1 prize Pokemon, very good place to be. Deep in the tank here, really debating on what card to grab with that Forest Seal Stone. You can only use 1 V-Star power per game, so it's a very heavy, important decision. And you don't even have to show your opponent, since it's pick a card, any card. So let's see what is found there. Pidgeot V uses its ability where it can shuffle itself and all cards attached to it back into the deck. While they're shuffling, let's see if I can find it. Oh, nope, too late. Spit innocently onto the heavily damaged Leafeon V, taking the KO. Play will resume on Regidrago's side. Roseanne's backup. Cool, I get to look it up. Vanishing Wings was that Pidgeot V ability, just for educational purposes. Once per turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may shuffle it and all cards attached to it into your deck. And now we need Roseanne's backup. Let's see here. Okay, we got the Roseanne's backup here. Choose 1 or more. Shuffle a Pokemon from your discard to your deck. Shuffle a Pokemon tool from your discard to your deck. Shuffle a Stadium card from your discard into your deck. Shuffle an energy card from your discard into your deck. Choose 1 or more. So you could shuffle a bunch of resources back into the deck. We'll see what goes back in. Experience Share, Basic Grass Energy, Regidrago, V-Star, and then we could do a Stadium as well. Let's get that Stormy Mountains back in the deck there. Nope, actually the Beach Court all going back in. Ultra Ball, discarding a useless, at this point in the game, Squawkabilly and Ultra Ball to search the deck for that recovered Regidrago V-Star. We got the threatening board state here that the Lost Zone player is going to have to go through one of these 2 Regidrago V-Star to take the game. Meanwhile, Regidrago V-Stars have easy KOs on just about anything on the Lost Zone side of the field, so we'll see how this game develops and completes. Radiant Greninja concealed cards to draw 2 more cards, discarding that fire energy, getting some more options in the hand. Yep, plenty of energy on those Regidrago V-Star and Rolling Iron, 200 damage, 80 less from attacks. Easy KO on the Cramorant there. Flower Selecting being used over on the Lost Zone side to send the Lost Vacuum to the Lost Zone and keep another card from the top of the deck. Radiant Charizard coming into play, getting a Fire Energy attached to it. Escape Rope being used. Alright, Radiant Charizard has that powerful ability. I'll go ahead and bring it up here for us. Radiant Charizard has the Excited Heart ability. This Pokemon attacks costs colorless less for each prize card your opponent has taken. So basically Combustion Blast, 250 damage, can be powered up for just one Fire Energy thing at this point in the game, thanks to that Excited Heart ability, with the opponent only having one prize card left. Escape Rope being played. Your opponent promotes a new active Pokemon first, and then you do the same. So we're waiting for that choice belt, and yeah, wisely the Radiant Greninja is promoted here on Regidrago's side. Radiant Charizard is put into the active spot, the Battle of the Radiant guys. Boss's Orders being played. Huh. Oh, is Regidrago... No, what's Regidrago weak to? No, Regidrago has no weakness in resistance. Boss's Orders being played. Maybe it's just a concession on the Lost Zone side. Alright, so I'll just go ahead and finish this. Boss's Orders being played to bring one of the Regidrago back into the active spot, but it can only be swung on with 250 damage while it has 280 HP. So a choice belt was the missing piece here to bring that damage up to 280 if the Charizard player played it. So yeah, it looks like they're just going to go out swinging, do as much damage as we can to the Regidrago V-Star, but we know next turn Regidrago V-Star can take the easy KO on the opposing Radiant Charizard, giving the win to our Regidrago here in round 3 of the League Challenge. Yeah, fist bumps all around. That's what we like to see. Alright, let me see if I have the final standings from this tournament that I can brief you guys on. Okay, here we go. So for this League Challenge, congratulations to our champion, the Lugia player we saw in round 2 there. Second place goes to our Lost Zone Giratina player, not featured on camera this time. Third place goes to our, I think it was the right-hand side Miraidon player that we saw in round 1. And fourth place goes to our Regidrago player we saw in this round. Congratulations to those players. Congratulations to all the players for showing up and playing some Pokemon. We really appreciate that and love seeing you guys out there. What do you guys think of this video and the commentary? Please let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.